Before we get into today's topic, let me ask you one question. When you hear the word baguette, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? I'll give you a second to think about it. If you said a crispy French bread that you pick up from the bakery on a Sunday, you're not entirely wrong. As a matter of fact, that's a very delicious answer. But if you're on this corner of the internet, you already know we're not talking about bread. We're talking about the bag, not the one that just started a trend, but the one who arguably created what an it bag is. It's the one that sold over 1 million units in its first 20 years, and the one that had Carrie Bradshaw look a mugger dead in the eyes and say, "It's not a bag, it's a baguette." And here's why we're talking about it right now. Because the woman who actually helped build that bag is walking right back through Fendi's front door. And this time, she's running the whole house. So today, we're going to do a full deep dive on the history of the Fendi baguette, the business behind it, and the woman who helped bring it to life, and what her return means to Fendi and the future of the house. To understand why the baguette mattered, you have to understand what fashion looked like right before it arrived. In 1997, the nylon Prada backpack was having its moment. Bags are big, they're utilitarian, they're functional, they serve a purpose. The energy around that time was, I need something to carry my things. Then a woman by the name of Silvia Venturini Fendi, yes, she is the granddaughter of the founders of the house and the creative director of accessories at Fendi at the time, did something that felt very contrary to that. She built a bag that was small, structured, fit snug under the arm, and made sure that it was deliberately not utilitarian. She was inspired by something that she saw Parisian women do every day. They took a French baguette, they tucked it under their arm as they grabbed it from the bakery on their way home. What she loved about it was the ease of it, the confidence in it, and truly the way it just fit the body. So she designed a bag to do exactly that. It tucks under the arm, it's longer than it is tall, it's compact but very secure, and it has this beautiful, almost effortless quality. Like you just happen to be carrying it. Kind of like it's no big deal, just coming home from the bakery. Hence the name Baguette, obviously. And something that you should notice about the design intention, because it matters when we get into the business of the bag itself. I already painted the picture of what fashion was like in 1997. This was going against everything that was happening at fashion at the time. A lot of her colleagues felt like it was too small, that it wasn't functional. Who's going to wear it? You can't put anything in it. That Prada nylon backpack crowd just wouldn't understand it. But Sylvia also had her grandmother's compact beaded bags from the 1920s and 1930s in her mind as she was designing it. She was thinking about beauty, about desire, and she really wanted a bag that almost felt like jewelry. Now, you can't talk about the bag without talking about the inverted F logo. That pretty much became a staple of the brand itself. It became one of the most recognizable hardware pieces in luxury fashion, period. And you know who was responsible for that? That's our good friend Karl Lagerfeld. He joined Fendi as the artistic director in 1965, and he created the logo the same year. And fun fact, it actually stood for Fun Furs. A lot of people may not know that. And when the bag debuted, that logo was right there front and center. And it's sort of that perfect artifact of the 90s logo mania that would make the bag an absolute status symbol. So the baguette was really a collaboration of two visions. It was Sylvia's structural and cultural instinct and Karl's branding that was already baked into the DNA. In its debut year, the baguette sold over 100,000 units, which was impressive, but then something happened that no one could be prepared for. Fendi became one of the first luxury houses to lend product to this budding show called Sex and the City, starring Sarah Jessica Parker. Patricia Fields, who was the show's legendary costume designer, put the baguette on Carrie. And that one episode turned that bag into a cultural phenomenon. One of the most quotable moments from the show's history is when Carrie Bradshaw was being mugged and the mugger said to her, "Give me that bag." And she replied, "It's not a bag, it's a baguette." SJP herself said that putting Carrie in that bag was a character-defining moment. It told the audience exactly who Carrie Bradshaw was. Someone who was willing to risk her life for the things that she loves. including her bags and shoes. In doing that, the bag didn't just become popular. It became the first it bag, the blueprint, the proof of concept that a single bag can carry an entire narrative, a status, a personality, and sell millions because of it. Okay, so now let's zoom out a little bit and let's talk about what the Fendi Baguette did for the business of Fendi, because that's where it gets really interesting. When the Baguette first launched, at that time, Fendi was really just known for being a furrier and making leather goods. Handbags were not their main identity. The Baguette changed that. It essentially added a whole new commercial category to the Fendi portfolio, the statement handbag, and that, my friends, opened the floodgates. Think about the strategy that they built around it. Fendi released the bag in hundreds of colorways and materials and textures. We've got sequins, we've got shearling, we've got fur, we've got mink, we got skins, we have straws, and they've even collaborated with artists along the way. Damien Hirst created a version of the Fendi Baguette using his dot painting pattern. They did regional Italian artisan editions. They did a Lunar New Year capsule collection. They even did a collaboration with Tiffany & Co. where they used a Tiffany blue leather and silver charms. And they even sold a 100% sterling silver Fendi Baguette, which essentially was jewelry, going back to Sylvia's original vision. And then, okay, this is one of my personal favorites because I am literally obsessed with this bag. They created this crochet DIY needle printing bag. I posted it on my story once when my birthday was coming. My birthday just passed and I didn't get it. But it's so cute because it comes with thread and it comes with a thimble and it comes with a needle. So you can pretty much weave your own design into the Fendi Baguette. So it comes as this frame and it has the double F logo clasp on the front. And you can put flower designs or you can stitch your name into it. You can really make the bag personal. It launched in 2009 as a part of their Fatto a Mano collection, which means made by hand. You can still find it today. It's going to run you about $4,000, which is a lot of money, especially when you have to do the work yourself. But what a cool way to put your own stamp on it. I think that's part of the definition of what true luxury is. Still on my birthday wish list if anybody out there wants to hook your girl up. I appreciate all gifts. So in terms of business, this is literally the Hero Bag Playbook that other luxury design houses and not so luxury design houses really took a page from. You take one iconic silhouette and then you just reiterate it endlessly. And by doing this, it creates collectability and urgency with limited editions. This is the same reason why Hermes does the seasonal colorway of the Birkin bag and why Chanel is able to raise the price on the $255 flat bag every 6 months, I want to say. Scarcity meets iteration. Now, let's get into the numbers, and I'm going to need my notes for this, so bear with me. The Baguette sold over 1 million units in its lifetime. The vintage original versions, especially in the brown Zucca canvas, has appreciated 75 to 100% on the resale market in recent years. And that's just in the past few years. In 2018, Fendi crossed the 1 billion euro threshold in annual sales. And by 2024, analysts estimated that Fendi's annual revenue in the range of 4.2 to 4.6 billion euros with leather goods, anchored by, you guessed it, the Baguette. And her sister bag, the Peekaboo, as well, contributing to the majority of that margin. So a large portion of that margin is coming truly from the Fendi Baguette. LVMH, the conglomerate that owns Fendi, acquired it in 1997, and that was largely due to the success of the Baguette bag. The success of the bag proved that Fendi had the ability to transcend their fur business and can grow into something much bigger. And LVMH decided they wanted in. Now, this is a part of the story that doesn't get told enough. The Baguette was actually discontinued for a period of time. And the reason why is a business lesson that a lot of luxury fashion houses had to learn over time. When anything becomes that popular that fast, the counterfeit market is right there on its heels. The Baguette bag was everywhere, including on Canal Street. And once a luxury item gets sort of mass produced and oversaturated, the desirability suffers. People don't, you see it so much that people start to not want it anymore. So the brand took notice and quietly pulled back. But then fast forward to 2019, Fendi brought the bag back as a part of their Baguette Friends Forever campaign. It was a series of short films that took place in Shanghai, Hong Kong, and New York. It included influencers and actors and models, and Sarah Jessica Parker was a part of that campaign. And you can't have Sarah Jessica Parker be a part of the campaign and not have the Fendi Baguette. In doing that campaign, Fendi really leaned into the nostalgia of the Fendi Baguette bag, and then positioned the return of the bag as a homecoming, not as a relaunch. The baguette didn't just survive, it came back stronger than it started. And the reason why has everything to do with one woman who would understand that better than anyone. What she did next, where she went, and what it means for the business of fashion, that's where we're going. But that part is for the briefing room. And if you want to join us as we go deeper, the link's in the bio. I'll see you over there. Consider yourself briefed.